California is often sold as the dream: beautiful beaches, perfect weather, and endless opportunities. But the truth is, not every city in the Golden State lives up to that promise. Some are bursting with potential, but collapsing under the weight of high living costs. Others are rich in history, but sinking into deep social issues. So let's take a closer look at the darker side, cities where life can feel heavier than it should. Sacramento is indeed California's capital, but that title doesn't automatically make it an ideal city. More than 13,500 property crimes and nearly 4,000 violent crimes happen here, numbers that make Sacramento about 1.5 times more dangerous than the US average, especially for theft and robbery. When it comes to quality of life, the problems don't stop there. City surveys show only about 30% of residents feel safe in their own neighborhoods. At the same time, the cost of living and home insurance premiums are rising faster than income, squeezing the middle and lower classes. Sacramento also faces a large homeless population. Interestingly, the city sits where two major rivers meet and holds a strategic economic location. Riverside often seems like a quiet suburban city, but the numbers tell a different story. In 2024, the city recorded over 10,900 crime cases, with a total crime rate of about 3,400 per 100,000 people. That's more than 60% above the national average. Riverside's problems go beyond safety. The city is growing fast, but quality jobs and public infrastructure haven't kept up. Many residents have to commute long distances to Los Angeles, creating constant traffic and hurting quality of life. Meanwhile, homelessness keeps rising, showing deeper economic pressure that remains unresolved. On the other hand, Riverside was once promoted as a more affordable alternative to LA. But now, the cost of living has gone up without any real improvement in safety or public services. If Sacramento and Riverside still feel gray, then Long Beach is clearly entering a real red zone. The latest crime data shows Long Beach's total crime rate is around 4,100 cases per 100,000 people, nearly twice the national average. The most striking number is property crime, reaching about 3,400 to 3,500 cases per 100,000, with car theft nearing 1,000 per 100,000, a high figure even by big city California standards. Living quality between neighborhoods is sharply uneven. Coastal and downtown areas grow fast, while many others struggle with poverty and overcrowding. Ironically, Long Beach is one of the busiest ports in the world, but this global economic power hasn't done much to bring down crime or serious social problems. After Long Beach with its port city urban issues, Fresno shows a different side of California, an inland city under heavier economic pressure. Fresno sits in the heart of the Central Valley, the most productive farm region in the US. Yet, this massive agricultural strength hasn't improved residents' quality of life. The latest crime data shows Fresno's crime rate is between 4,200 and 4,400 per 100,000, still well above the national average. Property crime leads, mainly theft and burglary, while violent offenses like assault remain high year after year. But Fresno's standout issue isn't just crime. The poverty rate is over 25%, one of the highest in California, and unemployment has historically been worse than in coastal cities. Homelessness keeps growing, reflecting deep economic stress that still hasn't been structurally addressed. If Fresno feels heavy, Modesto feels stuck. This city didn't collapse from one major crisis, but rather got worn down by recurring issues over time. The latest crime data shows about 4,300 cases per 100,000 people, with property theft, especially car theft, being the most common. The bigger issue here is the economy. Job options in Modesto are limited, mostly in agriculture and low-wage service work. Median household income trails at around $77,900, while the cost of living in California keeps rising without mercy. In many parts of the city, aging infrastructure is obvious, and homelessness is now a normal sight, not a surprise. Modesto was once called the City of the Future for Central California, a center of valley growth. But today, it's better known as a place where people get by, not move ahead. From a stagnant city like Modesto, we reach Los Angeles, where the problem is no longer survival, but being overwhelmed. This is the dream city for millions, yet it also shows California's most exposed weak points. Every day, the pressure plays out on the streets. Gridlock, inequality, and a shrinking sense of safety. Behind the glamour, Los Angeles crime sits at about 3,200 to 3,400 cases per 100,000 people, with car theft rising the most. In 1 year, over 90,000 vehicles were stolen, placing LA among the top US cities for auto theft. The social crisis is just as large. More than 75,000 people are homeless in LA County, a number hard to grasp in a city with such a huge economy. We know Los Angeles has one of the largest metro economies in the world, but ironically, that wealth doesn't guarantee safety, affordable housing, or effective public services. If Los Angeles is overwhelmed by its size, San Francisco collapses under its own paradox. The city is small, rich, and global, yet here is where California's contradictions feel sharpest. San Francisco was once seen as a model of the future. Now, it's often used as an example of how a super wealthy city can still fail to manage safety and public space. San Francisco's property crime rate remains among the highest in the state, with over 5,500 cases per 100,000 residents, according to the latest data. Theft, especially car break-ins, has become the most visible sign of failure. Economically, San Francisco is not poor. Median household income exceeds $130,000 per year, one of the highest in the US. But extreme living costs, rent, taxes, and basic needs undermine middle-class life. The homelessness crisis remains chronic, even though the city has one of the largest budgets for it in the country. Unlike San Francisco, which falls under paradox, San Bernardino falls from limitation. The city carries a long burden that is never fully lifted. Median household income is just around $60,000 per year, far below the state average, while more than 20% of residents live below the poverty line. This reality leaves many families under constant economic pressure. That pressure is seen clearly in public life. San Bernardino's total crime rate is around 4,700 per 100,000 residents, with violent crime nearing 1,000 per 100,000. The problems grow worse because the city still carries the legacy of a municipal bankruptcy, which weakened public services, infrastructure, and the ability to handle social issues. Ironically, San Bernardino sits in a key logistics corridor in Southern California, but that strategic potential still hasn't been enough to change the reality. Some cities fall hard and struggle to rise again. Stockton is one of them. This city has long been known as one of California's most violent hotspots. The The latest data shows violent crime rates around 1,200 to 1,300 cases per 100,000 residents. What makes it even more fragile is its economic foundation. Median household income sits around $70,000 per year, while about 1 in 5 residents lives in poverty. The city also carries an old wound, a major bankruptcy in the early 2000s, with lasting impacts on public services and infrastructure. Stockton is home to the Port of Stockton, an inland port that connects California to major trade routes. But instead of being a growth engine, its location has turned Stockton into a meeting point for crime, poverty, and social instability. If earlier cities left room for hope, Oakland is where the problems feel raw and close. Here, the crisis isn't just in numbers, it shows up in daily life. Violent crime in Oakland ranges between 1,300 to 1,400 per 100,000 residents, among the highest in California. Shootings, armed robberies, and assaults are routine, not exceptions. But what truly drags Oakland down is the pileup of issues. High crime, a city budget deficit, a shortage of police officers, and unstable public services all make things worse. At the same time, living costs have spiked sharply due to overflow from the Bay Area, while many longtime residents have been pushed out. Inequality here feels harsh and visible. Oakland has a rich cultural and economic history, with a strategic location on the San Francisco Bay. But today, that potential is buried beneath a crisis of safety and city management. But California's story doesn't end there. This state also shows the opposite face. Cities that manage growth, maintain safety, and turn the economy into a real quality of life. Amid the chaos, there are places that stay clean, stable, and consistently run well. In pricey California, Bakersfield stands as a rare exception. Its cost of living index is around 105 to 110, well below the state average, which nears 140. Median home prices are still about $380,000 to $400,000 US, a figure nearly impossible to find in other major California cities. That's the main reason Bakersfield feels reasonable to live in. Its economy is backed by real sectors. Energy is a key pillar, especially oil and gas in Kern County, one of California's biggest energy-producing regions. At the same time, Bakersfield lies in the heart of Central Valley farming, producing almonds, grapes, oranges, and dairy at scale. Logistics and distribution also thrive, thanks to its strategic location. Median household income is around $80,000 US, fairly aligned with local living costs. If Bakersfield thrives on affordability, Santa Ana ranks among the best for being a dense city that still works. Located in central Orange County, Santa Ana exists in a high-cost area, but remains fairly stable. Living costs are high, with an index of 135 to 140, but median household income is about $75,000 to $80,000 US, competitive for this region. Santa Ana's strength lies in services, government, education, and healthcare. The city serves as Orange County's administrative hub, supported by large hospitals, campuses, and an active local retail scene. Property crime is higher than in smaller OC towns, but much more controlled than in troubled big cities elsewhere in California. Interestingly, Santa Ana has the largest Latin community in Orange County, which drives local economic activity and shapes the city's cultural identity. San Diego feels like a city that knows how to balance life. It's not a cheap place. The cost of living index sits between 145 to 150, but the quality it offers matches the price. Median household income is around $95,000 to $100,000 US, supported by a strong and diverse economy. San Diego is powered by military and defense, biotech, healthcare, higher education, and world-class tourism. The presence of large military bases and research centers keeps the job market relatively steady, even when the national economy slows down. City infrastructure is well organized, public services are consistent, and the violent crime rate is lower than in most big California cities. San Diego has over 110 kilometers of coastline, but it still functions as a working city, not just a vacation spot. Its mild climate, wide open spaces, and clean urban layout make daily life feel manageable and human. Huntington Beach offers a calmer, more controlled version of California living. This coastal city is expensive. The cost of living index ranges from 150 to 155, but its environmental quality is clearly felt. Median household income is about $125,000 US, allowing residents a fairly comfortable lifestyle. Huntington Beach thrives on safety, smart planning, and consistent public services. Violent crime is low by California coastal city standards, and residential areas are neat and well kept. Its economy relies on professional services, beachfront tourism, retail, and education without pressure from heavy industry. Known as Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach features a long coastline and active public spaces all year. But the city is more than beaches. Its disciplined urban planning and stable community help maintain a high quality of life. If Huntington Beach stands out for its calm, Fremont shines through economic stability and strong community quality. Located in the Bay Area, it is indeed expensive. The cost of living index is about 160 to 165, but that's paired with a high median household income, around $150,000 US per year. In Fremont, high costs come with real opportunity. Fremont's economy is very strong thanks to its proximity to Silicon Valley. It's supported by tech, advanced manufacturing, research, and logistics, including Tesla's facilities and a network of major tech firms. Its residents are highly educated, directly influencing income, safety, and the overall environment. Violent crime is relatively low, even by Bay Area standards. Fremont consistently ranks among the best U.S. cities for families and safest places to live, according to various national studies. Urban planning is clean, schools are strong, and public services are efficient, making everyday life feel well organized. One step further, Yorba Linda feels like the safe and tidy version of California. It's not large or loud, but it stands out in what people value most: security and stability. Yorba Linda's crime rate is among the lowest in California, especially for violent crime. The environment is quiet, clean, and very well maintained. Economically, median household income is around $135,000 US, reflecting an established, upper middle class community. The cost of living index is around 150, high, but matched by strong schools, public facilities, and a consistently comfortable atmosphere. Many residents work in professional, management, tech, or business sectors, either in Orange County or the greater LA metro. Interestingly, Yorba Linda is the birthplace of President Richard Nixon and still holds its identity as a family-friendly, orderly, and conservative city. If Yorba Linda stands out for its order, Laguna Niguel offers a lifestyle that feels almost resort level. Located on the southern coast of Orange County, it's known for green spaces, smart city planning, and a very high sense of safety. Nearly a third of the city is made up of parks, open spaces, and greenbelts, rare in Southern California. Its violent crime rate is very low, even by California standards. Economically, the median household income sits around $120,000 to $125,000 US dollars. The cost of living index is about 155 to 160, expensive, but paid off by open space access, clean air, and consistent public amenities. Laguna Niguel is not an industrial city. Its economy is supported by professional services, management, tech, and healthcare, with many residents working in Orange County and the San Diego Metro. In the top 3, Aliso Viejo feels like a city that doesn't try to be impressive, yet is because of that. It's built with a calm mind, organized, planned, and free of the chaos seen in bigger California cities. Clean streets, well-arranged housing, and daily life that runs quietly. Violent crime here is extremely low, making safety more than a stat. It's a lived reality. Economically, median household income is around $120,000 US dollars, enough to manage a cost of living index of 150 without excessive pressure. Many residents work in tech, healthcare, finance, and professional services, with offices intentionally close to homes, reducing stress, not adding to it. Even better, Aliso Viejo is a top pick for young families because life here feels efficient. Good schools, short commutes, and easy access to green space. Rancho Santa Margarita feels like a city that refuses to join California's chaos. It's set slightly away from the coast and major urban centers, but that's exactly its charm. The environment is quiet, clean, and feels very well managed. Violent crime rates are extremely low, making it one of the safest cities in Orange County. Its cost of living index is around 145 to 150, relatively lighter than coastal OC cities, but still offers high quality of life. Many residents work in professional, management, tech, and healthcare sectors, living with stable, predictable routines. Rancho Santa Margarita was built as a master-planned community, meaning it was designed to be lived in, not just to grow unchecked. At the top, Irvine feels like California that actually works. This city isn't just safe. Irvine consistently ranks as one of the safest large cities in the US, with extremely low violent crime. Its sense of order isn't accidental. It's the result of disciplined, consistent city planning from the start. Economically, Irvine is very strong. Median household income is around $125,000 to $130,000 US dollars, supporting a cost of living index of about 160. Expensive, yes, but matched by real opportunity. The economy is powered by tech, higher education, research, healthcare, and multinational firms, with University of California, Irvine, as the city's intellectual anchor. Nearly all of Irvine is a master-planned city, clear zoning, wide green spaces, top-rated schools, and efficient commutes. Life here feels structured, not stressful.